3, 2, 1.
Well, welcome back to the channel again. Today is our second in the repurposing projects. We are again using a old asbestos planter pot. Previously I used to use this one for a snake hide for my snouted cobra. It is approximately in diameter 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters, and what makes this one a little bit different is it is a barrel shape. So this is going to make it interesting when it comes to fitting the glass. So let's have a look and see what we're working with. All right, so we have got the pot. I must admit my guesstimates were a little bit out. It is diameter of 35 with a height of 25. And as you can see, it is pretty much a lot wider on the middle than what it is on the top or the bottom, which is going to make fitting the glass a little bit difficult or challenging, I should rather say, but we'll get there. Now, this used to be the hide hole for it, where my snakes used to enter. So I have already marked where I intend cutting it, and it is going to have an angled glass. So my intention is that the glass runs from here towards the wall and back. So there is going to be some logistics here as to sealing it, but we will see as we go along how we're going to do this. First things first, let's get it all mapped out and cut, and then take it from there. All right, so all marked out. Let's get to the cutting business of things. All right, so there we have our piece cut out to the one side, and this is what we are stuck with. As you can see, still has the round shape to it at the bottom, and like the other one, have left a piece there that will hide any substrate that we will be putting in it. Okay, so now I'll just clean it up, brush it up. And now that this is done, we're going to have a look and see what glass I have on hand that we can use to fit it. Right, so here we have got 2 pieces of glass, 4 pieces of glass actually, left over from the previous cut, with some nice square flat edges. So what the intention is here is to try as much as possible run it along the lines of the existing fish tank, well, existing barrel I should rather say, something along those lines. So let's see what is the best that we're going to sit with here. Okay, we pretty much got a good line there to the bottom and a good line there, leaving us with this pointed area in the front, almost 3-dimensional. So let's get cracking at that. Right, so to see what we're working with here, we are going to place the glass on the inside where we want it to be. Make sure we get more or less a straight line, and we're going to use our trusty glue gun just to tack it in place so that we can get an idea of where the glass on the next pane is going to fit. We'll be going in along those lines, and then we can just tack the glass together, whip it out, and do the silicone seal for the front point, making sure that it maintains the angle that we're needing there. So let's wait for the glue gun and we get moving. Right, so get this going. We want it as straight as possible. So so that we have a good level point to work with. Oops, there we go. And preferably without dicing my fingers here. Okay, just a dollop in there. Make sure it's holding tight. The same at the bottom here. And at least with the glue gun, any changes we're going to want to make is actually quite easy to do. Alrighty. Now with the second piece. We will now have the perfect flat seal we are needing. Good in. Good in. Now, the first look at what we're working with. Alright, now that we've got everything in place, let's just do the last bit of glue gunning just to close up this gap and prevent the glass from shifting when we remove it. Our next steps is to get it out of the bowl and get the silicone done up the middle. So let's wait for that to dry and we get to the siliconing. Okay, now to slowly peel away the glue. Just in front here. Sell it backwards. Perfect shape we need to silicone it and let it set and fit in what we need. Alright, so here we are now, and we are going to start our first bead of silicone up the inside of the glass panes. Just gently doing a nice little bead line, nice and tidy, all the way up. Alright, so just to tidy it up with a finger, make sure it gets in there, and then we will clean it up once it's dry with a hobby knife and get all the excess cleaned off of it. And we're back with removing the glue from the glass. As you can see, it has dried rather nicely in there, so let's get the glue off the other side and do the siliconing on this. And there we go, as easy as that, all off in one piece. So from here on, now that we know what our angle is, we are now going to just run our silicone up on the inside and once again let it dry for the day, making sure that there is nothing missed and you are getting a good seal. Nothing worse than coming back after the time and having to find a hole where your water has started leaking. Alright, so there we go. All siliconed on the what will be the outside of the tank. Right, so while we're waiting for the silicone to dry on the glass, we are going to do the wood look finish to the outside of the barrel, same that we did with the other pond. the first one. So let's give it a good bash and have a look and see how it turns out. Alright, so there we go, with minimal wastage and splashing on myself. We have got the barrel done. Looks pretty good. And while we're waiting for the glass to dry with the silicone on, this is going to dry and we will pick it up again in the morning and see what the next step is. Alright, so now while we're waiting for that to dry, we are going to clean up this glass. So basically, I'm going to use a steel ruler, a hobby knife, and all we're going to do is just cut a nice straight line and we're going to clear it up. Always be careful of your fingers. So let's just have a good cut here. Actually very easy to cut, obviously, because it's been so fresh. And we're just going to peel it back. Alright, there we go, all cleaned up. We'll just get it nice and clean once you've got it fitted properly and in place. Then we'll be able to get all the leftovers off. But that way in, and it is looking pretty nice at a good angle. Should be interesting to see how it looks with the fish when we have completed the task. So here we are, and I knew this was going to happen. I did a whole long section rocking up the front of the barrel pond, and I forgot to press record. So anyway, let's have a look and see where we have gone. Alright, so as you can see, I rocked up the whole front underneath here so that the glass is lying on the rocking all the way around, and then up the side as well as on this side, all filled in there and right up to the top. So on the inside it looks like that, and that will still, just to make sure that there's no leaks, there will be silicone that'll go in there all the way around the rocking as well as up along the glass line on the inside, all the way along the bottom and around, and the same on this side. And then the front will have a nice layer of silicone all the way to the point and all the way around. Right, so this is where we're looking at now. The whole barrel effect with two viewing panels next to each other in a corner piece. Unusual, and I think this is going to turn out rather good once we've got it all buffed up and looking nice. So here we are. Show you here. We are now going to start the siliconing process, layering the silicone in and getting it all sealed up. So let's get cracking on that. And as you can see, silicone lined up all the way around the corner and all the way up to the top. So the waiting game again, another day for the silicone to dry, might be a day and a bit, because it is in nice and thick to prevent it from seeping through. That's where we had the rock build up. So we will leave it, let it set, do a few touch-ups, and we'll then do the first water test. Right, so the time has come to do the water test on our barrel tank. So let's see how it goes. So next step here, just for a bit of decoration, I want to get small, smooth river stone type stones just to pack all the way around and then up the side. And that is then just to add a bit of decoration. But otherwise, perfect so far. All right, so yeah, I've got a collection of soft, smooth river stones that we are going to use, and our trustworthy silicone, and we are going to start the process of decorating the tank. So, there we can see, all rocked around, up the side, and then just to cover the edges. Looking good. Right, so now that we are finished with this one, we are going to leave it for a day for the silicone to dry, and I will be giving an update on both the pond builds that we did, where they are decorated and stocked with a couple of Shabunkan goldfish. If you've liked this, please like, subscribe, so it'll help us in future to make more projects like this, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.